Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Kansas Speedway for the 9th race in the NRSL Jerky Pro Truck Series. I am once again joined in the booth by Mr. Vince Freeze.
How's it going, man? It's been a crazy weekend last week at Springfield. We're here in Kansas for some 1.5-mile action.
Yes, Sprinklefield. What a great race that was. Yeah, Springfield, man. Come on.
Springfield.
But yeah, we're here at Kansas, and we're back on the pavement for the first time in 2 races. And with that, the NRSL officials have brought a different size fuel tank and a different tire compound for this weekend here at the track and for the next 2 weekends to come. So we're going to see an extra pit stop in what would usually be a one-stop race for these trucks. And we'll notice that these trucks will have tire wear and fall off a lot sooner. It's usually about a 32 lap window. I think tonight we're going to see maybe closer down to 20 to 22 laps. How do you think that's going to affect the strategy of this race, Vince?
Well, I think it's going to be an interesting race with the strategy, right? The pit call is usually, like you said, we're talking 10 and 12 laps less on fuel and tires. We're going to see, who knows, though. We had an early trend a couple years ago. We had a wreck on lap 2. Just some guys play a little strategy. Let's say we get a caution lap 10. Do we try some tires in the early? You pit early, let's say lap 20. You come in lap 10, get the fresh tires. It's going to be an interesting race as far as that. And we got to watch turn 2 and turn 4, right? Those seem to be interesting spots for some good racing.
Yes, indeed. And I think another thing to look at with the trend of what the new window could potentially be is if it is 20 to 22, if you go to 22, both runs, do you take right or left sides only, because you'll be pitting that second time at 10 to go if this thing goes green. So it's going to be an interesting race. Let's get to your starting grid. On the front row is Keith Rich and rookie Casey Nanako. Row 2, we've got Jesse Turner and Edwin Mendez. Row 3, Henry Sanford and rookie Priya McShane. Row 4 is Audra Baranauskas and Adam Flickinger. And in row 5, a pair of rookies, Leland Fief and Hillary Sanchez. Points leader, James Ellison, starts in 20th. He has a miraculous, if I can get my point sheet to pop up, 61-point lead over Carter Friesen. 65 over R.J. Bishop, who's in 3rd. Jeremiah Dwayne jumps up to 4th with his win. He is 76 points back. And Henry Sanford rounds out the top 5, 80 points back. In danger is Donovan Cage. He's 24th in the points with his 1 win. And he's only got a 7-point cushion to Matthew Logan, who is 26th. So Cage going to have to try his best not to fall out. Oh, there's the command. So it was a little, didn't pay attention there. Andrew Rich sits 11th in points with his 2 wins, so he's not in any immediate danger right now.
As the trucks
are going to roll off pit road. I'll go through the rest of the points right now. We never really gave a playoff situation at Springfield last week. So right now your playoff grid is Andrew Rich with 2 wins, James Ellison, Carter Friesen, Jeremiah Dwayne, Yael Carrillo, and Donovan Cage with 1 win each. And then currently in on points is R.J. Bishop, Henry Sanford, L.J. Toledo, Audra Baranauskas, last year's champion Logan York, and Bradley Ream.
They get here to the back straightaway as we're waiting to start. Going to be, like I said, interesting race with strategy. We still got Jeremiah Dwayne, last week's winner, hunting. And can James Ellison make up spots on that outside line from 20? It's going to be a tough task here as we get ready to go to the green flag.
And as mentioned, last time the trucks were here was way back, 2017. First caution came on lap 2. Philip Goldberg went on to win that race by only 0.172 seconds. Will we have a similar finish here tonight? We're about to find out. Green flag is out. We're underway at Kansas.
Great start from Andrew Rich as we lead us off into turn 1. Andrew Rich will hold serve.
Keith Rich.
Keith Rich. Nanako to the outside, dropping back. As we hit the back straightaway.
Let's see what kind of top speeds we're hitting here down the back straightaway. 176 into the corner for Keith Rich, but you see he does have to lift down to about 160.
Jesse Turner right filing behind. Any three wide? Got some three wide in the back.
And Keith Rich
Lap
will
one.
lead lap 1. And Mendez will make a move for second.
There's Mendez under Turner for second. Keith Rich holds steady as we enter turn 2.
And Turner getting a bit of a run there off the corner is going to keep it pretty even with the 83 of Mendez.
Nanico looking for fourth. As Mendez and Turner battle. Ooh, Turner got a nice run off of turn 4 right there.
Oh, it looks like it's going to be tough to pass here tonight. Turner had a really good bite on corner exit.
Yep, Keith Rich leads us into lap 3 here. Turner so far clears Mendez. As Nanico can't get the run off the bottom for fourth. It's going to be interesting. That outside-inside line is even tonight.
Yeah, it looks like the inside line gets it going into the corner, but the top line just comes in so strong. You're going to need a really good truck and probably some kind of tire strategy here to make a pass on the inside line as Mendez is making a go at Jesse Turner for second.
It's like Mendez is going to send it in there and Turner. Let's see that. Let's see. Yeah, Turner didn't get the bite. Maybe it's going to be the inside line prevailing as the tires start to begin to wear. We'll see how we'll play that out by year as we keep it going.
Mendez pretty much had to throw his truck through the start of the corner, and he got by Turner doing that.
Definitely gaining on Rich a little bit, a little pack there. We'll see the draft. The draft will play a big role, especially down this front straightaway, as Rich leads lap 4.
Let's see, Keith Rich about 177, Mendez hitting 180.
And there goes Turner on the outside. He's trying to get third.
Henry Sanford moved to the bottom for third. Turner even again. See what Henry Sanford can do into turn 3. No, he's going to check up. So it looks like turn 3 is not the corner to go side by side, and the top line just so strong.
There's Elijah Gordon underneath Nanico.
That is for 5th place. Looking for
Gordon sends it
more.
in there.
Let's look at the rest of this top 10 right now. Baranowskis in 7th. Rob Evans in the 3 truck tonight in 8th. Donovan Cage, we mentioned, barely in the top 25 with his win from Rockingham, is in 9th. And Adam Flickinger rounds out the top 10.
So far, so good race so far. We got great battling. Rich leads only by 2 tenths. Oh, there's the 88 making a move underneath Rob Evans.
And he just passed Cage at the start-finish line.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, Donovan Cage has to make up time, but we got plenty of time. Just got to stay in top 25 points to get that win locked in. As we have some good battling here from Nanico in the pack.
You can see that top line just getting a really good run off of turn 4 exit. As Elijah Gordon is moving his way up, he is about to pass Henry Sanford for 4th place.
Looks like Gordon's quicker on lap times, too. He's got that long run pace dialed in, especially as the tires begin to start wearing off. We'll follow that moving forward.
Could we see another rookie win here at Kansas? Right now, it's a veteran top 3 between Keith Rich, Edwin Mendez, and Jesse Turner.
Mendez and Rich are getting closer. Gap's only about 2 tenths, 2.5 tenths at the most. And, yeah, right there. It's definitely stapling off as we enter 1. We're out of 1. This guy's about the same speed, or about 167 off the exit.
Pardon me.
No, you're good. And about 177 entering the corner. Rich, Mendez, Turner so far look like the strongest cars with Gordon trailing right behind us. That draft comes there. There's Sanford and Baranowskis.
Baranowskis right on the bumper of Henry Sanford for 5th. And Peekinen going to make a move into turn 1. But so far, top line's still the way to go. Here comes Rob Evans in 7th. That drops Nanako to 8th, Cajun 9th, and Adam Flickinger 10th as Andrew Rich is making a pass on Delon Ibrahimian for 11th. Andrew Rich is known for his intermediate success in the Cup Series with a record-leading 6 intermediate wins.
Yeah, so far looks good. Let's see where our points leader Ellison's at. He started 20th. Let's see if we can go back and find him.
Oh, wow, he is dipped to 30th.
This could be good for people like Jeremiah Delane and there's Yael, not really doing hot today, but
The main two we were looking at were Carter Friesen and R.J. Bishop. Let's see where Bishop is. He's third in points. Yeah, he's not that much further ahead in 25th. How about Carter Friesen? He's just a little further ahead too in 21st. Here's another cut. Oh, go ahead.
Yep, definitely these guys are struggling. You can tell that these guys just don't have the setup this weekend. We'll see as we are now halfway in on the field run. We'll see what happens.
Nico Tringali, Cup Series driver in the 54 this week. Moving into the top 20. This is the number that won this race several years ago. Not sure if it's really in a position to win tonight, but Tringali does have the truck in 19th. As we look through the leaderboard. Two truck driven by Zach Rogers, not having a good night in 37th.
Greg Torres is currently running last.
You can see Torres on jack. Benjamin Ice struggling at the back end of the pack. As we look at the top right back here, best lap was a 31.1, while the last lap is a 32.1. If we go to Keith Rich in the lead, his best time a 30.7, but his last lap is also just a second off.
You know, Zach, I think we're starting to see that fall off we were mentioning at the top of the show. It seems like these guys can only go about 5 to 10 laps to keep those constant lap times, and after that, tires are starting to fall off as we get close to that pivotal pit window.
As we can see, we're 14 laps in, and the corner speed has dropped from 160 to 155 in turns 1 and 2. And you can see they're playing with the throttle a lot more on corner entry. Is Mendez getting any draft? Mendez is not really closing in, neither is Turner or Elijah Gordon. I don't really see anyone running faster lap times right now than the front runners in the entire top 10.
I think Donovan Cage might be our big. Last time we saw him, he was in like 10th and 11th. He's up to 6th. He might be our biggest mover since we last checked on him.
It definitely looks like the top line's the way to go. You see 15 laps in, Adam Flickinger just driving around Baran Oscars on the top side off of turn 2. Donovan Cage has moved up to 6th. Okay.
Yeah, he's looking for 5th. Yeah, he's looking for 5th right now, trying to sneak into turn 1, see what happens here under the 87 of Henry Sanford. There we go, into 1. Let's see what that's top line.
Does he have a good enough truck and good enough tires to make it stick? It looks like he does.
Yeah. Yeah, the top line did not prevail there. So Donovan Cage moving up to 5th, Sanford to 6th, and here comes Evans. Looking for 6th again under Sanford.
And Donovan Cage will make a pass work on the inside line. Evans can't do it. I don't think he was aside the 87 enough. But move Donovan Cage into the top 5.
Cage is he's definitely been one of the faster cars. He just made about 10th right there up. So it's even battling. We have to check on that for sure.
Elijah Gordon closing in on the back bumper of Turner. But Keith Rich still keeping a 3.5 lead. Looking at the lap times, the best lap goes to the 34. That's driven by Toby McCoy.
Toby McCoy, yeah.
And that's a blistering time, a 5.15 compared to Mendez, who ran a 6.46. Where is the 34 truck in the running order? He is way back there. He is in 31st. Actually, no, put him in the top 30. Ellison's down to 32nd.
Wow. Struggling day for James Ellison. It's just you don't see that out of him every day. So definitely. Oh, here comes Turner for 2nd. But I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, he didn't quite get there inside enough. We're just about in our predicted fuel window here. Fall off is just about at 2 seconds now.
I think this is where the games are going to be played, Zach. Do you come in at lap 22? Do you come in at lap 21? How do you play the tires? Do you want the tires towards the end, or do you want the tires towards the middle? Let's see what happens.
Right, and the other thing to consider, too, is if you gain that 5 to 7 seconds, taking 2 tires only on the last stop, as we do see some
Here they
commitment
come.
right here. Yeah. Just to finish the thought, if you take 4 tires here, do you take 4 tires on lap 40 versus, say, the guys that stay out to lap 22 and take 2 tires on lap 43, lap 44?
Yeah, the games are going to be definitely played. I believe Elijah Gordon and Bremen stayed out.
Yes, indeed. It looks like the top 3 came down, plus others. So Elijah Gordon elected to stay out, get a bonus point. So maybe you're going to try overcut here. He is coming in this time by Ibrahimian, Logan York, Dwayne, McShane, Logan, and Friesen all stayed out. And I think RJ Bishop staying out another lap.
I think Bishop could be playing the dice here. You might say overcut this first time, get 4 tires, and maybe take a 2-tire stop towards the end. We'll see. Let's see how the first round stops as they come out here. See how that's going.
You can see the fall off is astronomical at this point.
I think Bishop's playing the long game. Let's see how our leader Rich did though on the pit stop. So we wait for Bishop to come in. Yep, he's coming in.
He'll come in here on lap 22. Keith Rich is leading, but Donovan Cage is right
Sneaky.
there.
Yeah, Cage looks faster too. He had that long run pace, and now it looks like he's got the new tire. Here he comes underneath.
No sign of Jesse Turner.
Cage just drives it an absolute incredible forward bite. Gordon, there's Elijah Gordon. He'll slot in maybe top 5, but Cage to the lead.
So Cage was running in 5th place before pit stops, and after pit stop, he is the leader. How about that?
Yeah, S6 crew definitely getting the job done. Rich Mendez in top 3. I don't know where Jesse Turner flew. That might have been a costly stop there, but we'll find that out a little bit later.
We'll have to wait one more lap for the cycle to finish completely, as Bishop, I think, is still on pit lane. I don't know where Bishop was running on the racetrack, but I can only assume it was somewhere outside the top 25.
Yeah, I think he was in the 30s. I don't think Bishop's going to play this strategy right, but we'll see. Maybe he's going with that 2 tires for that second stop. We'll have to play that by ear. Here comes Cage, though, lead this lap on lap 24 as we started. It's going to be Rich second, and Mendez third. The top 3 are close.
Oh, and Baran-Oscars is stuck on pit road. Maybe I'm going to assume a collision on pit road with somebody for the 24. As we'll go through... We'll go through the top 10 backwards now. It's Tringali looking for 10th on Ibrahimian. He was running barely in the top 20. He must have pit early. Sam Young 9th. Lucas Catano 8th. There's Elijah Gordon in 7th. Nanako 6th. Henry Sanford 5th. Evans 4th. So no sign of Jesse Turner.
Well, that could be the thing. We'll see if Turner and Baran-Oscars might have made contact. We'll have to look at that later, though. Peter Onjak towards the back. Flickinger dropped. Wow.
Adam Flickinger, yeah, he dropped a lot. He's down to 40th. This can happen. Crews make the wrong strategy, but Baran-Oscars on pit road. Let's see who else is back here. There's Jesse Turner. He is in 35th place.
Yeah, something must have happened on the pit stop or maybe contact because he was running in the top 5 solidly.
Devastating. Ellison still in 30th.
Logan York. There's Henry Torres made a lot of ground up from last.
Andrew Rich fell down outside the top 20. And there's Bishop. There's Bishop. Remember now, he stayed out the longest. So if anyone's going to stretch it out again or take right sides only or something on the next stop, he could do it. This race definitely looks like it's going to go green from start to finish.
Yeah, this is where the crew chiefs make their money, as they like to say.
So we're at the halfway mark. Yael, man, Yael's in the top 20 now. Gene Sanford in 15th.
It's a premium.
But we are at the halfway point. Donovan Cage is your leader. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for the rest of the race here at Kansas. We are back here at Kansas, still looking at that sponsorless Chevrolet of Donovan Cage in the race lead. As Keith Rich and Edwin Mendez trail him, you're seeing one other truck close up from behind. That's Audra Baranowska's 5 laps down, with no doubt the freshest tires on the racetrack.
Yeah, Rich almost hit the wall there as we have a battle for second. Mendez drives into turn 1, but we'll see if Rich gets it off on center. Yeah, he gets the bite off, and we're going to keep it equal entering the back straight.
Side by side, Rich will get a little bit of a tail draft from Cage, and he'll clear Mendez into turn 3. So all that does is increase the distance from them to Donovan Cage.
And brings Baranowski. Let's see what Baranowski's... Oh! No, Baranowski thought about 3-wide peaking, but she'll stay in line as we... Oh.
And just look at those fresh tires on the bottom right there.
Now, this might help those guys, Mendez and Rich, because if Baranowski starts fighting with Cage, that could bring Cage back. We'll see.
Another thing I'm thinking of is these drivers are in the window. It would be strange to pit after only 14 laps, but if you want 4 fresh tires and you want to really undercut the rest of the field right now, would pitting at 20 to go be a beneficiary?
It would be, but in the short term, but in the long run, the tires at the end are going to be shot. I think the Bishop is going to be the most interesting character out of the rest of the field as he pitted late. See if he stretches it and maybe does a 2-tire call, as Baranowski now gets a lap back from Cage.
And another thing to consider, too, is usually pitting this early would only be a hindrance if everyone who pits 10 laps later has a full run to make up that time. They would not. They would have 10 laps to make up what would likely be 15 seconds-ish, maybe less, maybe more, if someone were to pit right now.
Yeah, I think with the tire fall, we saw Zach on that first run. I don't see anybody making a 2-tire call in the top 10, but maybe somebody outside the top 20. If they're rolling the dice, it might be Bishop. We'll see. They might be the ones to take a chance. As we got Mendez looking for second.
Looking for second once again on Keith Rich. Had a bit of an edge there mid-corner, but Keith is just keeping it strong on the outside. A reminder that second place gets you 4 more points than third, so not like Keith doesn't have a reason to fight this out.
All it's doing is letting Donovan Cage scoot by. That's all I'm saying, is he's got a nice lead, but they're still battling. This is incredible.
And they lost a whole 6/10 to Cage that time by.
I think Mendez might have to run here. But no, here comes Rich on the outside, keeps it equal.
Man, Keith just won't let second place go. This is taking them out of the range of Cage's draft.
I think this race is going to be won or lost in the pits now, Zach. I just think these guys can't straight up fight him, as Rich is still not letting that go.
Well, he had the edge at the line last lap. Mendez has the edge this lap. Another 6/10 loss to the leader. Mendez had him cleared, but...
Ooh, I think if he has a good 3 and 4, he'll have it. We'll see. Ooh, a little side draft?
A little side draft, yeah. All right, Mendez finally clears them, but they lost about 2 seconds doing this. Don't look now, but here comes Evans, Sanford, Elijah Gordon, Jeremiah Dwayne, our winner from Springfield in 7th place.
Could be a big points there for Dwayne.
Ooh, Gene Sanford in 8th. Sam Young, Ibrahimian battling for 9th.
All right, here he goes. Next time by will be our pit window open. Let's see who's coming in early, and let's see who's going to stretch it.
Well, there's R.J. Bishop. He just moved into 17th. As we'll go way up to Donovan Cage. Race leader.
By 2.5 seconds.
I mean, I think at this rate, if anyone behind Cage wants a chance to win, they're going to have to take 2 tires. As Cage is coming in. Here we go. Final pit stop of the night. Mendez stays out. A lot of drivers staying out. Only one coming in behind him in immediate distance is Keith Rich. Sam Young, I believe, down as well.
Let's watch the 6 crew go to work. They had an incredible first pit stop. Let's see if they can back that up as Rich will go by. Rights are on. Field going in. Swing it to the left, coming in 2 seconds.
Yep, so 4-tire pit stop here for Donovan Cage. As Edwin Mendez will come in on the next lap. Elijah Gordon, Ibrahimian, and Friesen stay out. With a bunch of others. Let's see what the strategy call is for the 83 of Mendez.
Does Mendez roll the dice and try to take 2, or plays it safe and gets 4? Let's see.
If anyone is in range for such a strategy call, it would be Mendez.
Mendez swings to the right.
No, they're going to take 4 tires.
Looks like it's the conservative call. That might help Donovan Cage on his outlap. And here comes the third group.
RJ Bishop is not with them. He stayed out again.
I think Bishop might be lap 44. He might be the latest.
It looks like Max Anderson in the 75 stayed out too. Maybe the 13 of Jack James.
Could have been saving some fuel in the draft for that long run. Let's see what happens here. Their lap times is going to be the problem. Are they falling off too much to even take a 2-tire call and get the lead? Let's see.
Well, 4 tires for Elijah Gordon. And here comes Bishop, Anderson. Jack James is going to stay out another lap.
Jack James definitely rolled the dice. Here comes Bishop. What's the call? Rights are up.
And 4-tire pit stop again. What's his teammate going to do? Jack James is the last one to pit. Oh, did he ran out of fuel.
He had a fuel. Almost caused a massive wreck.
And I think he might have got hit by somebody. Because he was wiggling when we got to him on camera.
He got damaged. He's got some left side damage.
So maybe Jack James just couldn't pit because someone was to his inside. Yeah, we are not under yellow, so this we will be good to go to the end of the race. But Jack James' race is over. And Donovan Cage, I believe, is still our race leader with 10 laps to go.
Yeah, Cage,
3.3 second lead over Keith Rich. Sam Young in third. Well, the undercut strategy for Sam Young.
I don't see Elijah Gordon anywhere. That strategy was way off then. He must have had a bad pit stop.
Mendez in fourth, Evans fifth, Dwayne sixth, Catano seventh, Henry Sanford eighth, Leland Fief ninth, and Friesen rounds out the top 10. There's Elijah Gordon in 12th.
Yeah, bad stuff for the 17 is there's Bishop. There he is.
Bishop is 18th, which is right around where he was when he pit on the last run. So Bishop with a pretty good net gain, staying out as long as he did.
Yeah, it'll be a good points day compared to Ellison for sure. Let's see.
It does help when you have no one in front of you coming down pit road. It really lets you gain time doing that as well.
For sure, as he goes underneath 25 of Dylan Thomas.
But man, even with Bishop's fresh tires, he can't get the bite in turn 3. I'll tell you what though, Keith Rich is cutting into that lead. Does he have the time to get there? I don't know, but he's cutting into that lead.
Keith Rich on new tires has been at his best. And we saw him in the first run. He took off like a rocket. So let's see what happens as Cage and Rich try to battle it out here.
Looking at the running order. Looking at the running order, James Ellison is 35th. So this is going to be his worst race since his DNF at Daytona. And it will likely be the second race in a row without a top 10 performance.
That lead is under 3 seconds. Rich is coming, but does he have the time with now 6 laps to go?
And I think a big issue here is Sam Young's catching him in draft. And if Sam Young gets there and wants to make a move for second, I'm pretty sure he will. Oh, they gained 4/10. That's a
Ooh.
6 laps to go. So Keith may be getting. Oh, they were Keith and Sam Young were pretty even that time by. Mendez is 1 lap fresher tires. Evans is flying.
I think it'd be smart for Sam Young to stay in line as we have Baranowskis on pit road again.
Yeah, I think that's a scheduled pit stop for the 24. Though she's not moving, so I could be mistaken.
They're almost 3/10 gained by Rich and Young. This is going to be close.
It's going to be really close with 5 laps to go. And even if they get to Donovan Cage, will they be able to make the move?
That's the $1,000,000 question, because Donovan Cage has been shown not to make that car. He's shown to make that car wide, so we'll see what happens. As we get to the 4 to go, the gap is
another 4/10. Just about another 4/10. I'm looking at the point standings here. Donovan Cage got the win back at Rockingham. He's had 1 separate top 5 and 2 separate top 10s from that win. If he gets the W today, he'll be the 2nd driver with 2 wins in the Truck Series on the season. And all he'll definitely have to do is finish top 25 in points, because it is a 12-driver grid, and having 2 wins in the span of 20 races is pretty much a lock.
They just made up another 4/10, though. This is getting a little bit dicey.
Oh, and Rob Evans is coming out of nowhere. Rob Evans is coming out of nowhere, passing Sam Young for 3rd.
Let's see. This would be interesting for the podium. That's 4 more points. So you have to fight for every spot. Good move by Rob, even though he's not a championship contender.
Part-time driver Rob Evans. This is, I think, one of only 2 Speedway races he's doing. The lead's down to 1.1, but I think Evans is going to ruin this chance for Keith Rich.
I think they need another 5 more laps. I think Donovan Cage might be good.
Yeah. I mean, Evans is. Oh, I don't know, man. Evans is coming. If he gets by Keith Rich here off of turn 4, it's over. Not quite. Is he close enough to get Cage's draft? That's the real question right now. White flag in the air. Oh, he's close. This could get really close.
Oh, here comes Evans.
This is going to be really close. I think Evans is going to need another lap that he's not going to get.
In the 3 and 4, here comes Donovan Cage for the white flag the final time. Evans is getting with the draft.
Yeah, he's not going to have enough. Late race charge, but it's going to be Donovan Cage getting his 2nd win of the season here at Kansas.
What a finish, and you're right, Zach. He needed just one more lap. That's it.
One more lap. It would have been a photo finish off of turn 4, man. Oh boy, man. Donovan Cage, though. What a victory.
Big win for Cage.
So Evans will get 2nd. Keith Rich 3rd. Sam Young 4th. And Mendez in 5th. Carter Friesen with a good point stay is going to get 6th. Henry Sanford 7th, Jeremiah Dwayne 8th, Lucas Catano 9th, and Elijah Gordon rounds out the top 10. So we'll look at the rest of the running order here. Yael Carrillo 13th after being at the back early on.
Bishop in 18th, the Pit Strategy net worth gained. Absolutely.
And where is James Ellison? 35th. Not a good night. And Baranowskis must have had more problems because she fell back down to 9 laps down at the end of this thing.
Could have been a mechanical. We'll have to check the replay on that later. But caution-free event. Very surprising. After lap 2 a couple years ago, we had our first wreck. But the strategy definitely played out. Crew chiefs earned their money. Yeah,
and Rob Evans, man, out of a cannon at the end there. One more lap.
Could have got real.
But another close finish here for the trucks at Kansas. I think the officials will have to consider coming here again in 2021. But congratulations to Donovan Cage on the win. And thanks again to you, Mr. Vince Freeze, for joining me in the booth for another race.
Absolutely, it was fun. Definitely, I think the storyline of this race, though, is Ellison not performing and people like Dwayne and Freeze and capitalizing for sure. And congratulations to Donovan Cage. Now all you got to do is just stay in that top 25 and he'll be set for those playoffs.
Well, if you thought strategy was crazy tonight, wait until we take this package to Talladega next week. That'll be the next track on the Truck Series schedule. But before that, Cup Series action here tomorrow night. 81 laps of action around Kansas Speedway. I will see you then. Thanks again to Mr. Vince Freeze, and we will see you all next time.